The Porsche 911 has a lot of pedigree. For decades it's been the star in the stable of Germany's premier sports car manufacturer. And judging by current sales figures around the globe, its popularity remains undiminished. The latest generation of the 911 has just hit the market, with a few subtle changes to its predecessor. The most noticeable is at the front end, where LED daytime running lights are coupled with bi-xenon headlamps. Dynamic cornering lights are available on request. The Stuttgart-based carmaker has added a good deal of oomph to its new four-wheel drive convertibles, the Carrera 4 and Carrera 4S. The boffins at Porsche are proud of the new technology.
There
are three statistics that sum up how much more powerful and efficient the new direct injection engines are, he says. Performance is up by 8.5%. Fuel consumption, according to the European driving cycle, is down 13%, and CO2 emissions have been reduced by up to 15%. With fuel costs soaring, Porsche has had to look hard at providing customers with more efficient vehicles that still thrill. The direct injection system in the Carrera 4S manages to pull 385 horsepower out of its 3.8-litre engine. That's a bump of 30 horsepower on its predecessor. When it comes to the interior, Porsche has remained true to its classic style. The top-stitched leather emphasises the car's sporting ambitions, and the latest Porsche Communication Management, or PCM, has an improved interface. There's plenty of room for stowing items around the car, and, a must for the US market, there are two integrated cup holders. The latest generation of the Carrera convertible also benefits from Porsche's new traction management system, an extended version of four-wheel drive. You can see here, he tells us, the powertrain used by the Porsche traction management. The new all-wheel drive we use in the Carrera 4. The most important innovation is the clutch. This part, which we call the bearing ramp, is responsible for the longitudinal compression of the clutch plates, which redistributes torque between the front and the rear. In other words, an electronically guided all-wheel drivetrain that greatly improves the car's road handling and harnesses the engine's impressive performance in all conditions. And there's yet more innovative technology in the new Carrera. For faster gear changes and greater fuel efficiency, Porsche offers a dual-clutch transmission as an optional extra. We actually have two sub-gearboxes in one here, he says. Each one is driven by its own clutch. One sub-gearbox powers the odd-numbered gears, 1, 3, 5 and 7, as well as reverse gear. And the other powers 2, 4 and 6. Both gearbox units are set on a single shaft. The advantage of this gearbox is that while you're driving in first gear, it can already prime second so that you just switch between clutches. This means you change gear in milliseconds, which allows you to drive without losing power. Traditional sports car drivers may sniff at the thought of an automatic transmission, but the new dual clutch makes for optimum gear changes. Of course, innovation has its price. Our Carrera convertible is on sale in Germany for just under €111,500.
3 dream cars,
Classic, timeless two-door coupés. The Jaguar XKR. The Maserati Gran Turismo. And the Mercedes CL500. Which will take the laurels in today's test? All three are breathtaking. The Jaguar, a car with the lines of a fighter jet and a body made of light aluminum. Of course, practically every surface in the interior is either a precious wood or finest leather, just as one would expect from a British sports car. Under the hood is a purring 416 horsepower, 8-cylinder compressor motor. The body of the Maserati is a different kind of masterpiece altogether. Its soft curves are like an advertisement for Italian design, the quintessence of Mediterranean flair. In the interior, however, too much cheap-looking plastic tarnishes the overall impression of luxury. There's nothing to complain about when it comes to the motor, though. 8 cylinders, 4 camshafts, and 32 valves kicking out 405 horsepower. Those who love perfect workmanship should check out the Mercedes. The CL500 is probably the most elegant model currently rolling off the German carmaker's assembly lines. The interior is straightforward, classy, and reserved. And Mercedes has managed to pack 388 horsepower into a mere 5.5 liters of displacement. We took all three out for an extended tour on challenging secondary roads to see what they could do. The Mercedes was a wonder to behold. Controlled through a system of sensors, the suspension flattened out every bump in its path. The wind and the wheels were reduced to mere whispers, and it set new standards for driving comfort. Coupled with the lowest fuel consumption rates of the three, just 12.1 liters per 100 kilometers, the CL500 was the clear winner in our test. The Maserati was the opposite in many respects. Within seconds of hitting cobblestones, it was clear that the Italian strengths lay mostly in its power and handling. In spite of that deficit, the Gran Turismo is a good car for everyday needs. There's plenty of space, and the engine-gearbox combination is fantastic. But at 14.7 liters per 100 kilometers, consumption was higher than both its rivals. With 12.3-liter consumption, the Jaguar is almost on par with the Mercedes, and its compressor motor also provides the most raw power of the three. The Mercedes and Maserati both start at around 112,000 euros in Germany. Compared to them, the Jaguar is cheap, just under 100,000.